Welcome to BootSpy. My name is William, and today I'll be reviewing the Oliver Cabell SB1. I'm going to talk about whether or not this boot is the new Thursday Captain killer. Let's get into it. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoy boot reviews and boot comparison videos, please hit that subscribe button down below and also give me a thumbs up. Both are super helpful for the channel, and I really appreciate it. As I said, I'm reviewing the Oliver Cabell SB1, and I'm gonna talk about whether or not this is the Thursday Captain killer. Now, my Thursday Captains, they're about 3 years old. They desperately need a resole, and that's actually coming up in an upcoming video here. So do make sure you hit subscribe. But yeah, I was doing my research about a couple months ago, and I came across Oliver Cabell. They really pride themselves on their transparency. So you can, when you go and check out this boot online, you can see exactly how much this pair of boots cost for them to make. They detail the cost of the leather uppers, the cost of the rubber outsole, the laces, the brass hardware. All those things are in painstaking detail. What really caught my attention about this boot and why I didn't just get another pair of Thursday Captains, because those, to be honest with you, are they're my old favorite boots. I mean, they're my first love. So I do want to get another pair, and I will eventually. But I decided to check out Oliver Cabell basically mainly for one big reason, and that is this contrasting leather midsole and that stacked heel. I just really like how there's that light tan leather right here and how that contrasts with this vegetable tanned leather right here. I just think it's a really cool look, and so that's why I went with Oliver Cabell. In terms of style, it's very, very similar to the Thursday Captain. It's quite a slim boot, nice toe cap. It isn't that service boot style, but it is a much more modern, contemporary boot. This is not bulky at all, especially in the toe, very slim toe. And I really, really love that look. It's probably my favorite look of any boot. And I'm talking about the Wolverine Red Wing Iron Ranger. This really fits with my style. If you wear slim jeans or anything like that, this fits right into that very modern, contemporary style. In terms of leather quality, this is vegetable tanned full grain leather from Spain, and these boots are also built in Spain. Oliver Cabell does a good job of manufacturing everything on this boot. It's all sourced and manufactured from Europe, so you are getting a full European-made boot. But in terms of the leather, that vegetable tanning, it really makes this quite a stiff leather, a very sturdy leather, and it also has a nice, smooth, like chocolatey matte appearance, and that has been a huge kind of difference between the Oliver Cabell and, if you say, like the Thursday Captain or anything with Horween Chrome Excel leather or Thursday Chrome leather. It has a little bit more of a shine to it. This is really matte, very chocolatey, and I love that look. The SB1 has a leather lining in here. This is also full grain vegetable tan leather. This is from Venice, Italy. And basically it's super, super soft. And having the lining in there helps, one, with durability, helps a little bit with insulation. And also, I just love the look of how it's that two-tone thing that they got going on here. The same lining color is very similar to the midsole. So I just think it's a really cool look. We're decked out with brass hardware here, some organic waxed cotton laces. And I just recently treated these with Venetian shoe cream. And so it has a little bit more of a shine, and it's a little bit darker than when I first got it. But in 2 days, it's gonna kind of go back to that very light milk chocolate color. And so, yeah. That is the leather in a nutshell. As for the sole, it is a leather insole, and then it has an EVA midstrip. We have a leather midsole and then a studded rubber outsole. Now, this rubber outsole comes from England, and it is super grippy. It's quite soft, has a nice amount of sponge, and it's just, tons of traction with this. And I love how you get all that traction, you get all that oil resistance, slip resistance, but it doesn't add any height to the profile. It stays, pretty slim because you have those kind of, ingress. I don't even know what the word is, but you have these studs right here. That just helps a lot without adding a ton of bulk to the boot. I love having the EVA midsole, and that's something that Thursday boots also have. That's something that was typical in sneakers back in the day, but now a lot of bootmakers are adding them to their boots, and after wearing Red Wings and Wolverines, you're standing there and the leather midsole does form to your foot over time, but it's still like when you're standing all day, it can tire your feet out. But with the EVA midstrip in there, it makes it so much more comfortable. That's one thing that I really loved about Thursday boots, and it's something that I've been really loving about the Oliver Cabells. As I said, again, this contrasting leather midsole and that stacked heel, that to me kind of separates this boot in terms of its style from other boots that I've seen. And that is actually the main reason why I picked these up. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. When it comes to fit and sizing, there aren't too many options. There are not half sizes and there are no extra widths. It's just the standard D width. And then you can pick up, I think it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. They might have more sizes when you go look, but that's the last time I checked, those were the options. So they do recommend that you go a size up if you're in between sizes. I'm a size 10.5. So I went with a size 11 and it does fit really well. So I think that holds true. I haven't had any experience talking to other people with these boots and whether or not, they went a size higher or lower and whether or not that worked for them. But I will say, as someone who is a firm 10.5 size shoe, I went with the 11 and it fits fine. The break-in period on these was pretty rough. When you're getting that vegetable tan leather, it's quite stiff, which on the pro, it's sturdy, it's going to keep its shape, it's going to crease really well. But on the con, it really kind of takes its time with your foot and you're just working it, and it can cause some pretty serious blisters. So even 3-4 weeks later, and even sometimes now, like if I go on a long enough walk, it will cause blisters for me in my heel. Right back here, it's quite stiff. So it takes a while to break these in, but still, like I've been wearing these for like 2 or 3 months now, and the creasing is just so light. There's so little creasing, and that's because it is that really beautiful vegetable tan leather. For pricing, right now, these were just under $200. I believe they retail for a little bit over $200, somewhere in the $250 range. It's going to be different no matter when you look. Oliver Cabell, young company, and their pricing could be changing, day to day. Who knows? But at the time that I looked, these were $197, I think, which puts them right on par with the Thursday Captain. So if you go over there and look at them now, I have a link down in the description below. You can check out their pricing as of current, but as far as I know, it's right on par with the Thursday Captain. Here's my final verdict on the Oliver Cabell SB1. What I like about this boot is, number one, that vegetable tanned full grain leather. It has been creasing really, really well. Again, I've been wearing these for about 2-3 months, and there's just like a really soft, smooth crease. And then the look of it is just this really milk chocolatey sort of texture, sort of look. I love how it's matte. It doesn't have too much shine on it like a combination or chrome tan leather does. So I'm a huge fan of that. Number two, I love this leather midsole. I love how it contrasts with these two leathers. And then in terms of the rest of the style, it's a very slim, nice cap toe boot. So it really hits that balance between rugged and sleek, and it fits perfectly into my style. Number three, that EVA midsole makes this a joy to wear around after you break it in. The break-in, again, was pretty rough, and still, if I'm wearing it around too much, it can give me blisters in my heel, but it's been slowly breaking in because that vegetable tan leather, but overall on the ball of my foot feels fantastic because you have that EVA midsole. Number four, I actually forgot to mention this in the video, but these are Blake stitched. So these are resolable. They're not Goodyear welted, but they still have tons of water resistance. The Blake stitching means you can get these resoled at, I think, any cobbler basically at this point. They can do resole Blake stitch shoes. So that's another bonus. What I don't like about the Oliver Cabell SB1 is that, number one, it had a really rough break-in period. Again, it took me about 4 weeks, solid wearing around. Again, vegetable tanned leather. You're getting the benefit of it being super sturdy, of it creasing well, but you're getting the downside of it being pretty hard to break in and it being pretty stubborn as well. So should you get the Oliver Cabell SB1, and does it kill the Thursday Captain? Ultimately, in my opinion, nothing can kill the Thursday Captain. It is my first true boot love. It is what got me into boots, and I'm definitely going to get another pair of Thursday Captains in the future. That said, I'm really happy with this pickup because, for one, it is that full grain vegetable tanned leather that creases in a different way. It has a more matte appearance. And then also just this different, more contrasting midsole and stacked heel. I really love how Oliver Cabell, how the brand has kind of made a boot that's quite similar to the Thursday Captain, but they've done enough to separate themselves and make their own really high quality boot that draws inspiration from Thursday Captain, but is definitely not a copy, and I think it stands on its own as a fantastic boot. There are some similarities comfort-wise between the Thursday Captain and SB1. There's that EVA midsole, there is the steel shank, so that offers a lot of support, a lot of shock absorption. You're getting that the Thursday Captains were more comfortable right away because the leather was easier to stretch around and kind of break in. But, you know, a couple months in, Oliver Cabell is super comfortable, and I'll say more comfortable than, you know, other heritage brands like Red Wing, where you're just standing on a leather and cork insole. So guys, I have a link to the Oliver Cabell SB1 down below in the description. As I said last time I checked, they were right under $200. So right on par with the Thursday Captain. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button down below. Also give me a thumbs up. And until next time, put your best boot forward.